have with us Dr. Sanjay Mahalingam sir. Sanjay Mahalingam sir has been a proficient academic and an educator at Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prashantinilayam. After serving in the university founded by Bhagwan for 21 years in various capacities, he has recently moved on to pursue the love and delight of his life, helping people living a life of unending joy and freedom. Sir has completed his MBA and PhD from Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prashantinilayam. He has trained and guided various students. He's a trained life coach, a certified NLP practitioner, and most importantly, someone who through love remains connected to Swami's divine energy. While at the university, Sir was a beloved teacher and guide to his students with expertise in quality management, operation management, supply chain management, and transformational leadership. Dr. Sanjay Sir, loved by his students and peers, was widely regarded as an extraordinary communicator and orator, a skill that he has consciously employed in transmitting the teachings of our beloved spiritual master, Swami. Today, we are fortunate to have Sir deliver a talk on mindfulness. Over to you, sir.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our salutations at Swami's lotus feet. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, because I can't hear myself well, so that's why I'm not sure. It's all good? Volume is good? Okay. Are there any microphones in the crowd, brother? Are there any microphones in the crowd if they have to interact with me? Okay. Maybe we can just pass now, one on the ladies' side and one on the gents' side. Yes. Or is everybody comfortable with English here? Both understanding and speaking? Okay. If you are going to answer to me and if you're not comfortable in English, you can answer to me in Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, English. Kannada also is fine, but then I will need some translation. Okay? Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu is fine. You can answer in those languages if you're not very comfortable with English. Because the language and all is not important. The essence of the message is important. And the essence is always a small thing. Isn't it? If I have to know the taste of something, just a little drop on the tongue is enough. I don't have to eat 5 kilos or 10 liters of that. The essence of any spiritual teaching, which is life transforming, is always small and simple. It is the mind that wants to complicate everything because then it feels a sense of accomplishment. I understood. Sit in this asana with this leg over this leg, hold this finger, breathe 30 seconds in, 60 seconds out, hold it in the third eye for 25 seconds. If I teach you one big process like that, you will all go home thinking, really I learned something today. Because it sounds big. But really powerful transformative methods are very, very simple. Okay, so we'll do something very simple today. The topic is mindfulness. Okay, what do you understand by mindfulness? Have you heard this word before? Have you heard this word in any context? Mindfulness, be mindful, eat mindfully, exercise mindfully, walk mindfully, talk mindfully. Yes, anyone? You can just stand up and tell me, with or without the microphone. What do you understand right now by the word mindful? Concentration, okay? Being in the present, yes? Peaceful, okay, very good. Somebody said something here. Concentration, okay. Concentration, being in the present, peaceful. Yes, any other understanding of mindfulness? Conscious, very good. What did you have for breakfast? Okay. If you ate too less, you will feel tired. If you ate too much, you will feel sleepy. Okay? All right. Thank God I am the first speaker. Okay? You get the gist. Let the second speakers handle it. Thank God it's 9 a.m. All right. Yes. Okay, good. So that's good. Mindfulness. Anybody remembers being mindful? Like last when you remember you are like totally mindful. Totally like, even for just 30 seconds or 1 minute or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you're really mindful. Anybody remembers any such occasion? No? RCB CSK match? Anybody went to take a bathroom break or attend phone calls, attend to emails, the last 2 hours? Mindful? Glued? Totally like in the moment with the screen, with the bowler, with the crowd, with the batsman. Correct? Fully mind. It is mindful. So I want to ask you a simple question. In that moment, let us say in those 30 seconds, when nothing existed for you except what you were engrossed in, you were mindful. Now, how were those 30 seconds different from our general lived experience? What happened in those 30 seconds or did not happen in those 30 seconds that is usually happening in our life? Or you watched a movie, favorite actor, or anything. Or you're going to office and 2 people are fighting on the road. How interesting. You got fully mindful. Whatever. Reading a book. So, what happens when you're mindful, or what doesn't happen when you're mindful, which generally happens in our everyday life experience? This is not a theory question. What you have to do, you have to go back to that time. When I was watching the match, I was completely absorbed in the match for 10 minutes. What happened, what did not happen, which is happening at other times? Come on, don't be afraid. There's no right answer. Sir? Detached to the external world. Okay? More in your experience. What happened in that moment and what did not happen?
A sense of curiosity.
Did you have a sense of curiosity when you're totally mindful? Okay? What happens next? Yes. Okay. All right. What else? So that is when you're seeing a match. Have you seen you're reading a book that's really, you're engrossed in the book. You're not even bothered about what's in the next page. In the moment, you're so much absorbed in what you are doing in that moment. What happens, what doesn't happen? Yes? I think the mic, they switched off. Don't switch off the mic. No, they may have switched it off. You have to switch it on. Keep it on. Yeah. Yes.
I went to ISKCON on my birthday.
Okay.
And Krishna is my favorite god. As when I went into ISKCON, I was bothered about nothing. It was such a peaceful time, such a memorable time that I was not bothered about anyone. I didn't know with whom I came. I was just engrossed in that moment. Where I was standing, I realized that time only. I was not thinking what is next, what is next.
Beautiful. Good.
It was just a peaceful time which I spent in my home life.
Nice. Wonderful. So there was no thought of past, future. What else? How does time move when you are mindful? Have you noticed you're really mindfully doing something, then you look at the clock, oh my God, it's been 20 minutes. I thought I've just been here 5 minutes. Yeah? So, if you see, mindfulness is very similar to actually no mind. When you are fully mindful of something, in that moment there is no mind. No mind means what? What she said, I did not bother about past or future. I was having no thoughts. I was not even aware of the person I went with. I wasn't worrying about anything. Time stood still. Just there was no mind. So full mind is equal to no mind. Always see this. No mind is full mind. When you are fully into something, full mind or mindful is the same as no mind. Now, this mindfulness or no mindful state, this is your best friend in the world. As long as there is breath in you, as long as you are breathing, there is no greater friend than this no mind. And there is no greater ability and power than being able to enter into the no mind state at will, without the help of an external stimulus like a cricket match or a book or a movie or bhajans or even a temple. Sitting here where you are right now on this very chair, to be able to still the mind, to see beyond thought, to become silent inside, to become no mind right now, this is an extraordinary ability. And no greater friend, no greater savior than this one thing. You know what is the real pandemic in the world? Corona, COVID. What is the real pandemic? What is a pandemic? A universally spread disease. Correct? That's the definition of a pandemic. Which is like universally in a given population, something which has afflicted a very, very large percentage of people, that is called a pandemic. The world's greatest pandemic is overthinking. Overthinking is the real disease. This hand, right hand, useful? Useful? Why? Why is this hand useful? Huh? So many things I can do. Why is it fundamentally useful? Because when I say up, it goes up. When I say down, it goes down. When I say hold, when I say release, if it starts to do its own thing, I say up, I say down, it starts to do its own thing and it doesn't listen to my command, then this hand is not only not useful, it is dangerous. This is the situation with thinking. Thinking is not the problem. The problem is we cannot stop thinking when we want to stop thinking. We cannot start thinking when we want to start thinking. We cannot think the way we want to think. It is running its own mad machine, completely beyond our control. And that is the real pandemic. So whatever station of life you are in, married, single, college, school, working, not working, male, female, young, old, whatever, the ability to still the mind and look at reality more deeply, more profoundly, the ability to just not think and remain still inside, that is called becoming mindful, or what Swami used to call no mind or die mind. And he used to say die mind is the real diamond. Diamond is so precious in the outer world. He used to say die mind is real diamond. Okay? Am I boring you all? No? Sure? We can talk about something else also. Who is going to win tomorrow? How many KKR fans here? Only RCB, huh? What blasphemy. Bangalore Central KKR. Okay, who all want KKR to win? I want KKR to win. I want an Indian to lift the cup. Yeah, I don't want Pat Cummins, already lifted World Cup. I want Shreyas Iyer. Only one, KKR. All of you want SRH to win. Huh? Or otherwise, like, Chodo sir, talk about mindfulness. KKR, 1, 2, raise nicely. Is your right hand not listening to you? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know IPL is going on? Okay. SRH? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, more SRH. Why SRH? Why SRH? Had a good streak. Why you want SRH to win? You raised hand? Who raised SRH hand here? Yes, why? They're playing good. Okay. All right. So coming back to mindfulness. Okay. See, we will today discuss 2 methods to become mindful. Now then it is up to you to how much you want to practice it, how much you want to draw it into your life. Okay? What's the time now? 9:34? Okay. 35? 36? 37? 33? Anyone? Really, what is the time? Where? What's the time in Pakistan right now? For a Pakistani living in Pakistan, what's the time? Half an hour difference. Somebody living in Singapore, what's the time? So again, my question is, see, I also have a watch. Okay? And it is working. So, if I'm asking you time, something must be there in that googly. Correct? Why I'm asking you time? There's also a big clock right there. So again, think harder. What is the time right now? What's the time now? Morning time. Okay, I have a question. Okay? Let us say, okay, really attentively think to me. It's a thought experiment, okay? Be with me. All the watches and clocks in this room stop. They stop working. Let's say there's a solar wave, like a sci-fi movie. And all watches and clocks stop. Okay? And let us say, just for a moment, the earth stops revolving. That's how the day moves, right? The day moves because the earth is rotating, not revolving, rotating on its axis at 23.5 degrees, slightly tilted. Like this, it is rotating. So that is why you have 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, then it is evening, then it is night, then it is dawn, then it is day, and then again evening, again dawn, again like that. It is moving. So let us say for a moment, earth stops. Earth is not rotating anymore. All the watches and clocks stop. Let's say they stopped some time back. What is your experience of time now? What's the time now? Huh? How will you check the biological clock? Good, go on, tell me. Oh. Okay, by the way, I'm going to digress a bit. She said, if I'm hungry, it's morning. You know, okay, so her life revolves around food. Super. Time is food. Swami said time is God. Just joking, huh? So when I'm hungry in the morning, it's breakfast time. When I'm hungry in the afternoon, it's lunch time. When I'm hungry in the evening, it is dinner time. But what when I'm not hungry, what is the time? Huh? Sun. But the earth is not rotating. I know intelligent people tell, I look at the sun position and tell the time. Sun is not moving. Earth is rotating. That is why it looks like sun is moving. So nothing is moving in the sky. Not the sun, not the earth. What is time? Huh? Zero time. What is zero time? Good. Now we are getting somewhere. What is time then? Huh? No time. No mind, no time. Intelligent. What is the time? If somebody asks you, what's the time? Now. Time is always now. I have a simple question. You had breakfast? All of you had breakfast? What was your favorite item? Huh? Gajar halwa? I thought so. Any other than gajar halwa, anybody liked anything? Okay, when you had gajar halwa, I want you to go back past approximately an hour back. When you had gajar halwa, what time was it? Not the clock time. When you were having gajar halwa, at that moment the time was now. When you were having gajar halwa, you had it now only. Correct? Sitting here now, you are talking about the gajar halwa which you had in the past. When are you talking about the gajar halwa of the past? Now. You're talking about it now. Okay? Let us say after 4 hours, you will have lunch. So you will have lunch in the future? You will have lunch in the future? You will have lunch in the future? You will have lunch I'm asking again, this answer is wrong. You have to change the answer. You can't go on saying yes, yes, yes. Will you have lunch in the future? When you are having lunch, will it be future? You will be having lunch now. Now that I spoke about the lunch, how many of you are thinking, what is there in lunch? Honestly, you're thinking? Correct. When are you thinking about the lunch that you will have in future? Now. I want to ask, think about it. Don't just agree because I am saying it, okay? Think about it. Challenge me. Don't let me go easily. Okay, he's saying he's only standing there. I am not standing. He must know what he's talking about. No. Challenge. Look at me. Look inside yourself and tell me. Has anybody ever lived or done anything outside of now? Ever? From the time you started breathing and from the time you will stop breathing, have you ever done anything outside of now? In the dream state. In the dream state, let us say somebody is chasing you and you are running. When is that happening? Now. Yes? Planning. What? Tell me an example of planning. Future planning. Let us say, what? Investments. You want to make an investment in a mutual fund and now you're sitting and planning. Let's say you're planning with somebody in your family. Okay? When will you make the investment? Maybe after a year. So you're doing tax calculation, investments, rate of return, blah, blah, blah. When are you doing the planning? Now. So when did you step out of the now? In the mind, you're thinking. When are you thinking? Now. You may be thinking about something which you think is in the future or past. But when are you thinking? Now. When the future happens in the future, when will it happen? When the past happened in the so-called past, when did it happen? This is the greatest Maya. We think we are always planning for the future. We think we are always reliving the past. We have never lived anything except this tiny microscopic moment which we call now. This is Maya in action. That is not, we don't have to look into great scriptures or discourses and speeches to understand. See Maya. We have never stepped out of now, but we always feel I'm outside of now. I'm always in somewhere else. I'm thinking, what is going to happen? What's going to happen, match? Oh, that person did not talk to me properly 7.5 years back. Still angry. How could she talk to me like that? And people take it to their graves. Yes, people take it to a small hurt. Somebody speaks rudely to me. People take it 30 years later also they remember. So, we are always living, so-called, we think we are living in future and past, but we are always experiencing time as now. See this clearly. As I said, spirituality, real spirituality is essence. Small thing if you get, it will create a huge change in your life. Like a tsunami, one small earthquake at the surface of at the bottom of the ocean moves a little bit of water. And that little bit of water only, it is not a big event. In the ocean, it is nothing. But then little bit movement, it moves, builds momentum, and by the time it reaches the shore, it is a tsunami, 100 feet high wave. But actually it is not a very big event. At the ocean, it's just a small earthquake and a little volume of water moves with power and it goes and builds into a catastrophic event. Like that, spirituality, if we really get just a small thing, but we get it deeply, totally we get it. Oh, yes, that's all. Your life will take another direction. So I am saying again, think, look and tell me. Have you ever experienced anything other than now? We are happy now. We are sad now. I'm angry now. I am peaceful now. I am alive now. And when I'll be dead, well, there is no now. Everything is now. Every breath is now. Every feeling is now. Every thought is now. Every emotional state is now. Success is now. Failure is now. Stillness is now. Movement is now. God is now. Everything is now. That is why Swami, for those of you who are not from this fold, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, our Guru, our Master, he used to say, this present moment is not an ordinary moment. It is a present from God. And it is not an ordinary moment. It is omnipresent. Omnipresent means it is an extraordinary thing to grasp. Okay? All right. We will do a small guided meditation. How many of you promise to wake up after the meditation? Means, just even if you fall asleep, don't continue. After that, 3 minutes, I'll wake you up. You're okay with that? Okay. You know, in our college, there was a professor. He was a very nice person. Okay. I will not take his name because many of you may know him. Very old, very gentleman. So, he was such a good-hearted person, but very, very monotonously he will teach. Okay. It's like, supply chain management, and then the tier 1 supplier will give to tier 2 supplier, and then the vendor and the customers have to be happy. Like that only he will talk for 2 hours. Okay? So once what was happening, and there was a boy in my batch. Okay? He had a superpower. Anytime, anywhere, under any circumstances, he can go to sleep. And his greatness was, he is not shy about it. So he will go and sit in the first row and sleep. Like if someone of you is a big sleeper, you will go and try to hide somewhere, right? Imagine if she comes and sits here, and the moment I start talking, she's like, and she is blissful about it. So what? He was like that. So he will sit in the first row and sleep. I don't know how he got marks, because throughout our MBA for 2 years, he slept. I have never seen him awake. Okay, except when he'll be in the playground. So this sir was teaching. He was writing. Those days we had blackboards with chalks. He was writing. He was an old man, very old. His hand was shaking like that. He was writing. And he turned like this. So he was writing, he turned. By mistake, completely by mistake, the chalk slipped out of his hand. Okay? And it hit the boy who was sleeping. And the boy woke up. And he thought the sir threw chalk at him to wake him up. You know, he didn't do anything like that. He was like this. It slipped. Let's say he's in front. He woke up. And the sir was so gentle. I'm sorry. You please go back to sleep again. And he started teaching again. And the boy promptly went back to sleep again. Such nice people we have in SSSSOKA. Okay? So, I will wake you up. Okay? So we'll have a small guided meditation. Just 3 minutes. Beyond that, you will not be able to take right now. Okay? Because Gajar ka halwa effect. So, sit comfortably erect. Which means what? You should not be like slouching. At the same time, like, not required. You just naturally, your back should be straight. Don't uncross your feet. Which means your feet should not be like this. Both feet should be separate. If you are tall enough, try to touch the ground. Okay? Now, simple. Close your eyes and keep it closed until I tell you to open the eyes. And when I tell you, do open. Okay? Everybody close your eyes. Don't open, don't try to peek, don't worry, nothing I will do. You're all safe. Okay. Now, gently bring your attention to your breathing. Become very, very mindful of how the breath is going in and how the breath is coming out. Move your mind inside with your breath as the breath goes in. Take your mind outside with the breath as your breath comes out. Just for 2 minutes, forget everything in the world and become completely one with your breath. As you are watching the breath going in and coming out, come back to this moment right now. What is it right now? Just bring your attention to this moment right now. Before you get another thought, what is in this moment right now? Before you get another thought, what is in the moment right now? Okay, for now, that is enough. Gently open your eyes. Already 2-3 wickets were falling, so, okay, open your eyes. Okay, anybody tell me, what's in this moment right now? What did you experience, feel, not feel? Simple question. Is it a very philosophical question? No. You're all alive? Yes, those who are alive, raise your hands. Okay, all are alive, right? So if you're all alive, means we are in the now, we are breathing. Simply I'm asking, what is now? What is there right now in this moment? Simple question, yes? So give me a simple answer. Anybody? Peace of mind. Good. Go a little more still into this moment right now. Silent. Good. Little more. Beautiful, beautiful. Both of you, absolutely correct. What else is there in this moment now? They're correct, and the answer's not wrong. I'm just wanting you to look deeper, that's all. Yes? Patience. Okay, very good. Yes, yes. So right now, just now. So stay with me. When I say, what's in the moment now? And you're like, in the meditation, what's in the now? I am saying, then mark my question. Don't underestimate the power of this question. It's a very, very meditative question. What's in the now before you get your next thought? I'm sitting, what's in the now? Before you got that thought, what's in the now? Refresh. Very good. A sense of being refreshed, peace of mind, silence, patience. Yes? Calmness. What's in the now? Nothing. There is a sense of awareness, but there is just nothing. Nothing is born yet. There is just this. Before we know, something comes up. But in that microscopic moment, now is just now. Now is just now. Yes? Okay. I have a small question now. Now, let us say, okay, I'm just going to assume that you are 17 years old, okay? I won't ask, don't worry, okay? I am just going to assume that you are 35 years old, okay? When you do come back to the now, and you experience now as nothing, and you come back to the now and experience it as nothing, is there any difference in her now and his now? No. Woman, man. Young, middle-aged. Any difference? No. Okay? Rich person, poor person. No, there is no such thing. Let's say, somebody who has more money, somebody who has less money. They both come back to the now. Is there any difference in the now? Sure? Correct? All of you agreed? Highly educated, less educated. Both come back to the now. Is the now more educated for the educated person? Now is just now. Are you all with me? Is this too complex? Simple? Yes? Very good. Okay. Now you are 17 years old. After 10 years you will be 27. Correct? After 10 years she looks back and says, now. Is the now changed in 10 years? Has it changed? Sure? Hasn't changed. It is same. Which means what? It is changeless. Anytime you look at now, it's the same. That there is nothing. The now is the now. Changeless. Agreed that now is changeless? Okay. Is it like sometimes you're looking, come back to the now. And the now is like, I'm angry with you, I'm not coming. Now is always here. Anytime you choose to look at this moment fully with attention, now, it's always there. Now is always now. It is never destroyed. It is never changing. Do you agree with me? So it is indestructible. It cannot be destroyed. Agreed? In the now, just in the now, do you experience time? Does time move in the now, right now, in that experience of stillness? Did time move for you? Did you feel, past, present, future, what's going to happen tomorrow? Was there an idea of tomorrow or yesterday in the now? So now is timeless. Akala, timeless. Agreed? So what are the three adjectives you decided for now? Changeless. Indestructible. Girls are very active. Come on. Timeless, changeless, indestructible, timeless. Do we use these three words for something else? Have you heard in books and all you may have read these three words? You keep quiet. Huh? Atma, good. Nayanam chindanti shastrani, nayanam dhati. Atma cannot be touched, destroyed, changeless. Yes. Akshaya cannot be destroyed, changeless. Nirvikar, akal, timeless. But we also use it for something else.
Energy.
Huh?
Energy.
Energy, correct. Energy can't be destroyed or created. It can only be transformed. E is equal to mc square. But we also use in our spiritual talk, we use these three words for something. Brahman, God. Don't we sing Akala Nirbhaya in our arti for, in our chanting for Swami? Niranjana, we say, the one without blemish, the one without change. God is, Anantaya Namaha. We do that. Achamanam, what is that? Anantaya Namaha. Govindaya Namaha. What is the third one? No? Achyutaya Namaha. Achyutaya Namaha, changeless. Anantaya Namaha. Achyutaya means actually indestructible. Anantaya means same. Timeless, eternal. And Govindaya Namaha. Yes, we do that. So, please see adjectives for the now and God and Atman and Brahman, same. Now is the only God that ever was, is or will be. And some beings who walk the earth with an extraordinary rootedness in this now, we call them great. One such super great being, many of us met Swami. Some of us have heard, some of us have seen, some of us have read or seen in TV. Like that, there are many great beings. So who do we consider great, or almost we call them gods on earth? They don't have any great superpower. Their superpower is an extraordinary rootedness in the now. That is why Swami said, I and you and me are not really different. We are the same. I know what I know, you don't know yet, that's all. Okay, so this is clear. Life is always now. Okay, see, we are all called what? Human being. Human being. Why two words? Why can't we just do with human? I'm a human being. So you see, even in that word, the answer is there. All of us live in two dimensions. That's all. End of theory. Okay, last point. All of us live in two dimensions. All the time we are living in two dimensions. One, I'm going to call it the horizontal dimension of life. Like a graph, it is the x-axis. Horizontal dimension, okay? And there is another dimension of life, which is the vertical dimension of life. All of us, we don't know. We are all always living in these two dimensions of life. What is the horizontal dimension of life? What is your name? Sridhar. Sridhar was born on so-and-so date. Then he went to school. Then he went to college. Then he got married. Then he had children. Then he retired. Then his children became old. Then this happened. Then that happened. And then finally Sridhar died. Horizontal dimension. One thing after the other, this happened, then that happened, then that happened, then that happened, then that happened. Horizontal. What is this horizontal? My life story. I was born on so-and-so date, I did this, then I did, and then the chronology. There is time. And then, that is my life story. If I have to write a book of my life story will be the horizontal dimension of life. Are you all with me? X-axis, moving. What is X-axis? Time. Time. There is another dimension of life, vertical dimension. So when you read about Swami, when you read Satyam Shivam Sundaram, when you read Swami did this, inaugurated this hospital, he gave this interview to this person, what are we talking about? We are talking about the horizontal dimension of Swami's life. It is Swami's life story. Now it is beautiful, it is very great. But if you have to know Swami, then we have to know the vertical dimension of life. The real divine touch of Swami is hidden in that dimension. The greatness of a divine being cannot be gathered from the horizontal dimension. What is the vertical dimension? One way to enter the vertical dimension is through this meditation that we just did. Completely come to the now. Right now. I'm fully in the now. Time is not moving. There is no thought. There is no change. Everything is still. Yet I'm alive. Have I died? I'm still breathing. There is a complete stillness in this moment. This is the vertical dimension of life. Here there is no story. Nothing is happening, one thing after the other. Nothing is happening. There is just a very deep sense of stillness. This is the vertical dimension of life. The whole problem with humanity, why we are as a race, we are suffering so much in our minds is because we have not nurtured this vertical dimension of life. We have stopped paying attention to this part of who we are. This is the being part, human being. The human is this guy. Born, in time, then, and then dead. This is the human story of my life. I am the human, but I am also being, human being. We forgot this being part and we got so engrossed in the horizontal time. What next? What next? What next? If I do this, I'll get this. If I don't do this, I won't get this. If I say this, this person will be happy. There's always time, thought, cause and effect. I'm hungry. I eat food, my hunger is gone. I study well, I get good marks in the exam, I get a good job. You see, time, always thought, always cause and effect. Something happens, then something will happen. And then something will happen. If I get married, I'll be so happy. Once I'm married, if only I have my own time, I'll be so happy. Correct? Always. Next. What next? If this happens, I will be happy. If that happens, I won't. This is the horizontal dimension of life. I'm not saying we have to ignore it, but we have ignored another big part of who we are. That is the vertical dimension of life. That vertical dimension of life can be accessed through the now. There are 2-3 other methods which I have practiced over many years, but for the time that we have, this one method is enough. So, can we live lives a little more interested from today in the vertical dimension of who I am? That is all I want you to live with today. That's all. Simple. See, I don't have to teach you to become interested in the horizontal dimension. We are already quite interested. Yes, because we want our lives to be good, we want money, we want good relationships, we want good healthy body. We want all these things. It's not natural. We are already quite interested. What we have lost touch with, what we have lost And awareness of is the vertical dimension of life. Can we walk out of this hall today? Whenever we walk out. Okay? This talk is very nice, but all the other speakers will, whenever they are finished boring you, after that when you walk out, nobody gets a joke here. Anyway, serious people, already in the vertical dimension. Sir, stop it, sir. I am fully in the now. Okay, so fully in the now, as you walk along, as you go and have your lunch, as you chit-chat with your friend, as you respond to your WhatsApp messages, just a little more interest in the vertical dimension of who I am. Can we keep it? Yes, do we agree? Agree to try? Just a little interest, just a little. I'm not saying you have to sit in Padmasana and no, just a little. As I'm walking, now, wow, how does my feet feel on the ground when I walk? Interesting, I never noticed. How many of you noticed how your feet feels on the ground since you sat? Your feet has been touching the ground for the last 45 minutes, 1 hour. How many of you noticed how the weight of my feet is on the ground? What is at that point of contact when my feet is touching? No, because we are more interested in the mind, in the top floor. Horizontal dimension of life. So, little more interest in the vertical dimension of life. That will be the key takeaway from today's talk, presentation, whatever, chit-chat. Okay? Any questions before we go to the next section where you will break into groups and do your thing? Anybody has any general questions about just the presentation, any doubts or anything at all? Anything you want to say, observe, give me feedback, criticize, it's all fine. No questions means you have understood everything or you have understood nothing. Only those two people have no questions. Observations. Yes, sir? Yes. Yes, yes. Very good. How about planning? Planning needs future. Obviously, I have to do financial planning, so many different kinds of planning. I have to plan what I'm going to make for dinner. Is there stuff in the fridge? If not, I have to go to the grocery store, get the vegetables, get the milk. Planning. What about it? Good question. Why nobody asked? Sir, now, what is this? Planning. Can KKR and SRH just say now? No, they have to plan. Who is going to bowl the middle overs? Who is going to bowl the death overs? Who is going to have first strike? How are we going to do? What are we going to do when we win the toss? Can Pat come in and say, in the now I will see? No, he has to plan. If I win the toss, what am I going to do? Bat or ball, correct? Planning. What about planning? So the answer is this. To live in the horizontal life, in the horizontal aspect of life, we all need time. We can't plan without time. We need time. Although spiritually speaking, time is not real. God is beyond time, but to live a life in the form, in this body, as long as this body is alive, we do need time. My challenge is only one. When you don't need time, can you put aside time and sit as the timeless one? Do anybody have to plan anything right now that cannot wait for the next half an hour? Is anybody in that position right now? I have to plan something in the half an hour, in the next half an hour. Anyone? Anybody needs to plan anything right now in the next half an hour before the clock strikes 10:30? I have to finish that planning. Anyone? No. We don't have to plan anything. Next 30 minutes, can you sit absolutely timeless? You can't. Because we don't need time. But time is consuming us. So, I am not saying don't plan. Please plan. All as much as you want, you plan. Whatever you want, you plan. But when we don't need time, when we don't need thought, I have a simple question. You are sitting in your chair. To continue to sit in that chair, do you need thought? Can you sit then in the same chair without thought? No. The problem is not planning, thought. Karo, jab nahi karna hai. When I don't need thought, when I don't need planning, when I don't need time, can I put it away? Like all of you have put your phones away for the next half an hour. Can you put time away? Can you put thought away? Sit in this chair, thoughtless and timeless. If you can, you are a god on earth. You are a rishi. You are an extraordinary sage. If just this much you have mastered, right now I don't need thought, right now I don't have anything to plan, right now I have no use for time, I am sitting here, anyway I am stuck here till 10:30. Even if I want, I can't go because people are seeing. Correct? You're stuck? No? Yes? She's not sure. I don't know. Maybe I am. So anyway you are stuck. Time serves no purpose. I sit timeless. Simple. Does that answer your question, sir? The joke is this. When you can put time aside like this, time will serve you. And then when you choose to play with time, you will be a powerful player of time. What I am saying is, if you don't plan when you don't have to plan, when you plan, you will plan with an extraordinary sense of clarity, power, and joy. When you don't play with time, you leave time aside and sit timeless. When you want to use time, time will become a toy in your hand. And joyfully you will play the game of time, thought, and form. You understand? So when I don't need thought, then whenever I want I can use thought. And my thought will be having a different fragrance to it, a different nature, a different characteristic. Okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very, very good question. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah. That is a much longer discussion, ma'am. You can separately get in touch. You can take my number from Mr. Raghavendra. Because, that is why, in one word, Vairagya. That is why in our scriptures and all, there's so much discussion on Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Vairagya means to see the unreality of life. To see that nothing can give me that much joy as a still mind. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I don't have time to discuss it. I'm just going to say it. Maybe keep the sentence with you and ruminate over it. Something may become available. Anything that your eyes can see, anything that your ears can hear, anything that your tongue can taste, anything that your nose can smell and your body can touch. I'll repeat. Anything under the sun that your eyes can see, ears can hear, body can touch, tongue can taste, and nose can smell, cannot give you a millionth of the joy and satisfaction that a still, silent mind can give you. 100%. I am saying not because someone told me, not because I've read it somewhere. I am telling you from my experience. An absolutely still mind, the joy and the beauty that it can give you. Nothing. When we see this more and more clearly, then we get what is called Vairagyam. Vairagyam means everything is nice. All pleasures of the life are good. Good food, money, good relationships, everything is fine. But I know what they can give and what they can't give. I know they are good, but how good they are, I know. They can't trap me fully. Vairagya doesn't mean I have to wear a loin cloth and run off to the jungle. It means, yeah, all this is good. See, having a healthy body is better than having a sick body. Definitely. Having more money is better than having less money, obviously. Correct? No. But It will never be so important that it gives me compulsive thoughts. It's fine. It's a preference. Tea, I like tea more than coffee. If tea is not there, I can adjust with coffee. It's a preference. It's not an obsession. Then in that vairagya, the mind starts to become still. So that vairagya has to be developed.